So, the new trailer for Resident Evil Requiem just dropped, and wow, it's a masterclass in misdirection. It's just this jumble of whispers and threats and cries for help, but if you listen really closely, all those scattered puzzle pieces of dialogue, they start to form a truly terrifying picture. So let's piece it all together.
The trailer doesn't kick off with a jump scare. Nope. It starts with something way more chilling. I've been watching you. It's not some monster roaring, it's a cold, calculated voice just promising surveillance. And this immediately taps into that classic Resident Evil paranoia, you know? We're not just fighting creatures anymore, we're being observed by some sinister intelligence. So the question is, who's the watcher and who's the prey?
And, true to form for any good thriller, this whole nightmare doesn't start with a big explosion. Nah, it begins with something much, much quieter, a single cryptic phone call that's about to unravel, well, everything. This is such a classic horror setup, and for a really good reason. I mean, terror so often begins with the totally ordinary. That jarring moment when something mundane, like a simple phone call, becomes the gateway to a nightmare, that's exactly what's being set up right here. The safety of the everyday is about to be completely shattered.
And here it is, our first concrete clue. The caller asks for Miss Ashcroft and then click. That's it. They're gone. Now, the person on the phone just dismisses it as rude, but we know better, don't we? That wasn't a wrong number. That felt more like an activation code, a signal that something big has just been set in motion.
And this is the central question, right? The one that really kicks this whole thing off. Who is Miss Ashcroft? Because in a story like this, a name is never, ever just a name. It's a key. It's that one single thread that, once you pull it, is going to unravel a whole conspiracy.
Okay, so that strange phone call, that was just the first domino to fall, because this thing does not stay a personal mystery for long. It escalates, and it escalates quickly, into a full-blown crisis, bringing in some very, very heavy hitters.
This thing starts to spread almost immediately. What might have seemed like just one isolated, weird incident is now clearly getting bigger, and as the slide says, it's attracting attention from the highest levels.
And boom, there it is. That one little sarcastic line, it confirms everything. First, people are dying in strange ways, which, let's be honest, is a classic Resident Evilism for something absolutely horrific. And second, the FBI is involved. So, in an instant, we've gone from one strange call to a full-blown federal investigation.
This slide just lays it all out for us so perfectly. You can literally see the progression right here. The call for Ashcroft tells us a specific person is being targeted. The strange deaths confirm the threat is deadly. And the FBI showing up, that elevates this to a major crisis, a matter of national security. Each piece just ratchets up the tension and paints an incredibly grim picture.
But after blowing this whole thing up to a massive, federal-level threat, the trailer does something really smart. It zooms all the way in, grounding this entire crisis in the story of one person who's caught right in the middle of the storm.
And here's where all that abstract danger gets a face and a name. Suddenly, this isn't just about case files and investigations anymore. It's about a young girl named Grace, and she seems to be the very center of this whole nightmare.
And this just perfectly illustrates the conflict swirling around her. On one side, you've got this desperate, protective voice saying, "Grace, stay close to me. I'm coming. Keep moving." And then on the other, you have that chilling pursuer. "I've been watching you. They're coming." She is literally trapped in a deadly tug-of-war between a protector and a predator.
After all the conspiracies and the FBI investigations, the entire story just boils down to this one single heartbreaking line. "Mom, I'm scared." This tells us everything. At its heart, this isn't just another outbreak. It's an intimate story of survival, told through the eyes of a terrified child.
So where does all this lead? Well, it all builds to the trailer's final, chilling message. A conclusion that feels both incredibly dark and completely unavoidable.
What we start to realize here is that Grace isn't just some random victim, right? She's not just in the wrong place at the wrong time. She is being hunted for a specific reason. There's something about her, something specific, that has made her the target of all this. And this is it. This is the motive, the reason she's at the center of this entire storm. Her uniqueness. It's not a gift. In the world of Resident Evil, it's a giant target painted on her back. This one single quality is what brought all this danger right to her door.
The end of the trailer basically lays this out like a grim three-step prophecy.
It's almost a formula, as you can see right here. Step 1, you're identified as unique. Step 2, because you're unique, they're coming for you. And all of that leads to the terrible final step.
And that's the line, the final, chilling thesis of the entire trailer. It completely reframes everything we've just seen. The call, the deaths, the frantic chase. It suggests none of it is a fight that can be won, but simply a destiny that has to be met.
And that's really the core question this trailer leaves us chewing on, isn't it? A question that cuts right to the very heart of the entire Resident Evil franchise. In this world, is destiny a path that you follow, or is it a threat that you survive? In this universe, fighting to live might just be another way of running headfirst towards an end that was written for you all along.